The magic island of Euclidia provided enough surprises for any party of adventurers. Now, the colony of Euclidia, the larger part of this weird settlement, promises to be even more surprising. Jerry and Joan found a lot of interesting things when they explored the magic island. They found complete scientific laboratories, submarine docks, and immense power machines inside the artificial island, built to a depth of 100 feet below the surface of the ocean. Now, Jerry and Joan have started out to explore the colony of Euclidia. We find them standing on a balcony, 300 feet below sea level, looking out over an immense cavern in which the activities of an entire community are being carried on.
But gee whiz, Joan, I don't see how you can be so calm about all this.
Is there something exciting about it?
Is there something exciting about it? Look, Joan, here we are, standing on a balcony built of steel. We're 300 feet under the ocean, and the bottom of this cave, or whatever it is more than that. Hey, but look what's going on down there.
I see that, Jerry. There are trees growing, as you have said, and vegetation of various kinds. But why should those things not grow here?
Because it's in a cave. There's no sunlight here, and you can't grow things without sunlight.
I think your statement would be more sensibly worded if you said that in your limited experience, you had never seen these things growing without sunlight.
It can't be done.
You may see with your own eyes that it is being done.
Well, I still don't believe it. Come on, let's go down and see some of these things.
I think there is a stairway over this way.
Yeah, and I'll bet it's a good long one, too. We must be 200 feet above the floor of that cave.
It is approximately 200 feet. Oh, Jerry.
What?
This small stairway will do us no good.
No good? Well, it goes down, doesn't it?
It does for a few steps, possibly 12 feet. And then the steps end in that small landing.
Oh, golly whiskers. What good is this kind of a stairway?
I think we may as well descend as far as possible. At least we may be able to see under this balcony. Perhaps there are other means of reaching the floor of the cave.
Well, okay, we'll get down. But I don't see what good it's going to do us to stand on that little platform and wish we were 200 feet below here.
There is only one means of support visible for the platform.
Yeah, and they're not any too visible. Just those 4 wires hanging down from the roof of the cave. I wonder if it's safe to step on it.
To be sure it is.
Yeah. Well, we're here. What good does this do?
We have gained nothing. This is simply a platform suspended below the balcony. But it must be here for some purpose.
Well, maybe, but I don't understand it.
Jerry, the stairway.
Hey, it folded back out of the way. And that sure leaves us in a swell spot. Here we are on a little platform 200 feet from the ground hanging on 4 wires. And we can't get back to the balcony.
Jerry, we are sinking.
Huh?
Yes. Observe the wall under the balcony. Fix your eyes on one spot. Are we not moving?
We sure are. We're going down. And without a sound. This platform must be an elevator.
It is not. This platform is a platform.
Oh, okay. But if it acts like an elevator, it is an elevator.
At least we descend.
I'll say we descend. We're going down, too.
Jerry, descend is synonymous with go down.
All right, all right. We'll each do this trick the way we understand it best. You descend, I'll go down.
We will reach the bottom. Will that suffice?
That'll be all right with me. You know, one nice thing about this elevator platform, it goes nice and slow.
We are approaching a good view of the floor of this cavern now.
Boy, some of those trees must be 100 feet high. We're nearly down to them, and we're only about halfway.
We are not more than 1/4 of the way. The height of those trees is more nearly 150 feet.
And these Euclideans can grow trees 150 feet high in a cave under the water.
Perhaps the scientists will explain that to you, Jerry.
Well, I'm going to ask them anyway. G47 said we could ask all the questions we wanted to, within reason. And one thing I sure want to find out is where all the light in this place is coming from.
That is an intelligent question, Jerry.
Well, look who thought of it.
Exactly. That prompted me to wonder at it.
Oh, is that so?
Now, Jerry, you must not become angry. I think you are a very clever boy.
Oh, you bet I am.
Nevertheless, the answer to your question would be obvious to you if you were slightly more clever.
Huh? Oh, do you know the answer?
To be sure I do. The light comes from the roof of the cave.
Oh, I know that. But how did the light get up there in the first place? What makes the light?
That you will have to ask Thales.
Thales? Oh, well, I don't want to see anything more of that fellow.
Thales is the electrical expert for Euclidia. Any question on illumination will be referred to him.
Well, then maybe I can get along without the answer. I'd rather not find out than ask that fellow anything. Hey, Joan, we've stopped moving.
I had noticed that.
Look, Joan, we've been moving along pretty fast here. Oh, not as fast as one of the regular elevators in the island, but we've come down about 100 feet in 3 or 4 minutes. Now, this platform is hung on those wires on the corners, but when we stopped, this platform didn't sway around. It didn't move like it was swinging on wires, and it hasn't moved yet.
That is strange. Are you sure there is nothing supporting us from below?
Oh, nothing but the air. That looks kind of thin to me.
Something is being used to hold this platform perfectly motionless.
Well, other things are moving, even if we're standing still.
What is moving?
Well, look over there at the wall of the cave.
Yes, a portion of the wall is moving. But what a strange action.
Oh, it looks to me like a long, narrow strip of the wall is opening down toward us, like one of those drawbridges they used to have in front of castles.
I am watching it. A section of the wall directly opposite this platform is opening, and the metal section is coming down within an arc, which should terminate at the exact level of this platform.
Oh, that's the way it looks, and that's a pretty good long piece of steel, too. We must be 40 or 50 feet from that wall.
Jerry, someone is walking out along that narrow strip of steel as it comes down into place.
Yeah, and they're not waiting for it to get all the way down, either. Hey, look out, Joan. Get back from that edge.
I will not be struck. There is ample room.
Boy, they sure know their engineering on this place. Our platform never even shivered when that steel drawbridge fell into place.
Is this not the submarine commander, Jerry?
Yeah, it looks like her. But she's turned around looking at the wall, and I can't be sure. Yeah, now she's looking this way.
You will follow me?
You mean us?
Of course she means us.
Oh, I just wanted to know. Okay, Commander. Here we come. Oh, noiseless steel in this drawbridge, too, huh?
You have learned little since our last meeting, Hall.
What's the matter with me now?
You will persist in asking questions to which it is not worthwhile to reply.
I will attempt to curb Jerry's questions, Commander.
Oh, you will, huh?
You might use your time in some more profitable pursuit, Cleostra.
There's that Cleostra business again. Her name is Joan. Joan Gregory. And that old stuff about her namesake who monkeyed around with a zodiac and fixed up the calendar doesn't mean a thing to her anymore. Look, Joan's been to Los Angeles with me, and she likes our way of living. So from now on, that's the way she's going to live.
You may find, and that in the very near future, that your life on Euclidia will be more pleasant if you conform to the Euclidean manner of doing all things.
Oh, sure. We're smart enough to play your way when we're using your marbles. But when we get back in our own yard, then we'll do it our way.
That is the mistaken impression I am trying to correct. You will never know any other life than this. You will never leave Euclidia.
Jerry, I believe she speaks the truth.
Maybe she thinks so. But that's because old G47's got her scared.
That is partially true. Everyone on Euclidia lives in fear of G47 and his displeasure. Yet even such a life is preferable to anything your world could have to offer.
I have seen something of the world of which Jerry speaks. I think you would change your opinion if you could see it as I did, Commander.
Oh, you sure would. Why, a girl as beautiful as you are with the right kind of clothes, I could be a picture star in no time at all.
A picture star?
Jerry refers to the more important personages in the world of the motion picture.
You are obviously sincere about this matter, Hall. Is there anything more attractive than being the first in command of the Euclidean underwater fleet?
Well, that may seem like a swell job to you. Well, I guess it is. But it's no job for a girl. Why, one of these scientists should have that job, and you ought to be back in Hollywood, knocking them dead in the flickers.
Jerry, I am sure the Commander does not understand a word of that.
It was not even partially comprehensible.
Okay. What I intended to convey was the impression that a young lady of your beauty ought to be in Hollywood with the rest of the stars.
But you spoke of killing someone. It is not the policy of Euclideans to take human lives.
I didn't say anything about killing anybody.
But you did, Jerry. You distinctly said knocking them dead.
Oh, boy. Well, maybe you didn't understand me then. That means that you'd get over big, make them crazy about you. Why, they'd think you were swell. You'd be the tops. Won't all that.
I believe you intend to compliment me on my beauty and infer that my appearance would be productive of approbation and homage in the making of motion pictures.
That is what Jerry meant, Commander.
Well, maybe it was. It didn't sound like that to me.
Enough of this. You will continue to follow me.
We are following you at the moment.
Yeah. I wish you'd lead us onto something that would make a little noise when we walk. I'm getting tired of having my footsteps sound like toothpicks falling on a rug.
You will have many opportunities to hear a variety of sounds during your stay in Euclidia. We are now leaving the steel walk and entering the chamber wall corridor.
Oh, I can see that. But how about closing that thing again?
It will close automatically.
Did you stop the elevator we were riding on so that you might meet us at this level?
No, That platform would descend no further. It is merely used for observation of the floor of this particular chamber. You might have stayed there all day if I had not noticed you.
Where are you taking us now?
Where I supposed you were trying to take yourselves, down to the floor of this chamber.
Commander, you continually refer to this chamber. Are there others?
There are 12 others, 13 in all.
13? Oh, boy.
What is the matter, Jerry?
Oh, nothing. Only I hope they discover another one. Are the others much smaller than this one?
The others are all much larger than this.
Larger?
12 other rooms under the ocean and all larger than this?
Precisely. This is slightly less than 1 mile in diameter. The largest chamber in the city is 2 miles wide.
Gee whiz. A cave 2 miles wide. Will we get to see all those other places?
I believe that is G47's wish. Though your conduct will have much to do with permission to continue, I will leave you here. Continue down this spiral passageway. You will reach the floor of the chamber. I will meet you later. Do not follow me further.
Jerry and Joan are now several hundred feet below the surface of the South Pacific Ocean. After the Gregory party was comfortably located in their new quarters in the Euclidean city below the sea, Mrs. Gregory and Captain Bradford started out to explore the underwater colony from one side, and the youngsters chose the other. When they stood on a balcony of steel, looking out into a natural cave nearly a mile in diameter, where large trees and green grass were growing below them, Jerry and Joan thought they had seen something wonderful. Now, however, they are seeing things even more wonderful as they stand on the floor of the immense undersea room.
Hey, Joan, listen to that.
Listen to what, Jerry?
Listen, you'll know what to listen to.
I hear a variety of strange sounds. What do they mean?
Well, if it was back home, out in the country, I'd say we're in somebody's barnyard. Sounds like chickens and stuff to me.
I have never heard a chicken.
Well, you're hearing them now. I don't believe it.
Jerry, you say you can hear something, then you say you do not believe it. What are you thinking about?
Well, I know there couldn't be any chickens or ducks or pigs or any of the rest of those things here. We're in a cave 400 feet below the water.
But you said you heard those animal sounds.
Well, I still don't believe it.
Jerry, it is foolish to stand here and discuss something we may easily settle.
Well, how can we settle it?
If we step around this section of the wall into the main chamber, we will see what is making those noises.
Yeah, guess you're right. Okay, come on then, Joan. Hey, Joan. Joan, listen to the noise our feet make here.
What is so strange about that?
Well, this is good old dirt we're walking on now. Just plain old ground. Boy, it sounds good after all that noiseless steel we've been walking around on.
I can understand how you would feel that.
Joan, look, it's a regular barnyard, just like we have back home, any place in the country.
What are those lively white things?
Those lively white things are chickens, white leghorns.
I have eaten of chicken, but I have never seen one before.
Did you like that bacon we had for breakfast?
It was indeed acceptable food.
Well, that old guy over there with a curly tail, that's a pig, and someday he'll be bacon.
Will he also be eggs?
Will he be what?
Will the pig be eggs? We had eggs with the bacon this morning.
Look, Joan, you don't get eggs from pigs. You get eggs from chickens. It's about time you started eating some real food instead of that concentrated stuff they give you in those little pills. Huh, eggs from a pig.
I am sorry if you think I am stupid, Jerry, but I had never seen either a chicken or a pig.
Oh, okay, but don't ask me a lot of silly questions now if you see a cow.
A cow? What is a cow?
I know it. Now hold everything. I'll explain a cow when we see a cow. I suppose you think milk comes from those concentrated milk tablets.
That is indeed all I know of milk.
Well, it strikes me that a lot of these Euclideans know plenty more than you do about a lot of things. Somebody's been living down here and taking care of all these animals and birds and stuff.
Jerry, what is stuff?
Oh, stuff is, well, when you're talking about something and you mean a whole lot more that's pretty near the same thing, well, that's stuff.
A larger quantity of nearly the same thing.
Hey, look who's coming.
He is vaguely familiar to me.
Well, I guess you only saw him a time or two when we first came here in your mother's yacht. That's the old skipper who was handling the boat.
The old gentleman who speaks only a single word at one utterance?
That's the guy. And he's got some funny-looking clothes on. Looks like he's working here.
That is indeed the Euclidean laboring dress.
Well, back home, we'd call them overalls. Hey, Skipper.
Jerry, perhaps you should not speak to him.
Why not? Old G47 said we could do anything we wanted to on the sightseeing tour.
He has heard you, Jerry. He is coming toward us.
Boy, and does he look glad to see us. Hello, Skipper.
Hello.
How do you do?
Hello.
Have you been here ever since we escaped from the island?
Yep.
Have you been working down here?
Yep.
But you are a sea captain. What did you know of farming?
Nothing.
Well, you must be doing it all right now. You look like they were treating you pretty good.
Aye.
Is McLeod the Scotch engineer down here, too?
Aye.
What's he doing?
Milking.
Milking?
Milking.
You mean milking cows? An engineer from a yacht milking cows?
Aye.
Oh, I'll bet he doesn't like that any too well. What's your job, Skipper?
Pigs.
Pigs?
Hogs.
Oh, boy. I can see that engineer handling a bunch of pigs.
Jerry, what is a hog?
Oh, a hog is a pig.
Then what is a pig?
Oh, a pig is a hog.
I do not understand
Well,
that.
never mind now. Save all the questions till some other time. Just now, I want to try and find out something about what's been going on here. Have they treated you all right, Skipper? I mean, plenty to eat and a good place to sleep?
Aye.
Can we see McLeod pretty soon?
Aye.
Jerry, would it not be quicker and easier to see these things for yourself than it is to wait for the captain's answers one word at a time?
Hey, look here, Skipper. Why don't you open up and do some real talking? I mean, put 2 or 3 words together and make a book out of them.
Nope.
Why? What's wrong with talking like other people?
Waste.
Waste of what?
Words.
So it's too much of a waste of words to tell us what's happened since we've been gone.
Yep.
Do you know where McLeod is? I mean, where we can find him right away?
Pigs.
Yeah, I know. He's with the pigs. But where are the pigs?
Gone.
The pigs are gone.
Aye.
Well, where did they go? I know blame well they can't run away from down here in this place. Where are they?
Sleep.
Oh, the pigs are gone to sleep?
Aye.
Jerry, if they are sleeping, we do not wish to disturb them now.
Look, Joan, a pig is something you don't care whether you disturb it or not. A pig can sleep any old time. A pig, well, a pig is just a pig.
Possibly, but the skipper says the pigs are asleep, and I believe he means we cannot see Mr. McLeod, who is caring for them at this time. Is that not correct?
Aye.
Well, of all the blame nonsense I ever heard of, I can't visit the guy who's watching the pigs because the pigs are sleeping. Fine thing this is. It's a wonder the chickens aren't taking a little nap.
Feeding.
Oh, you're feeding them now?
Aye.
I should like to see that, Jerry. I have never seen a chicken eating.
Nope.
No, what? You mean we can't watch you feed the chickens?
Nope.
What is the objection?
Orders.
Orders?
Regulations.
Regulations. Boy, I pretty nearly had you there. That word's long enough to count for 2.
May we see them closely at some other time?
Aye.
Hey, Skipper, come back here.
Busy.
Oh, I like that. He's the old skipper, one of your mother's and Captain Bradford's best friend, so stuck on his job feeding Euclidean chickens that he can't even stop to talk to us.
Perhaps he is only executing orders, as he said.
Well, maybe, but it wouldn't hurt his old chickens any if we watched him feed them.
Have you thought that G47 may have some secret regarding the feeding that you may not see?
Oh, I suppose so. Well, come on. The old skipper's closing that gate, so we might as well walk around the edge of this place and, well, see if we can get a look at a cow without spoiling her game of checkers or whatever they have the cows doing here.
Jerry,
Yeah?
do you not see how very final all this is?
Final? What do you mean?
That old gentleman you call the skipper, he is of your world, a good and loyal friend of my mother's.
Oh, sure he is. Why?
Yet his appearance is that of a man who is very happy, quite content with his lot, satisfied with this life.
Yeah, well, I guess he didn't seem very excited about seeing us, but then he never gets excited about anything.
I meant more than that, Jerry. He is intelligent, has seen much of the world, and knows what various things are worth. Yet he is content to remain in Euclidia.
What are you trying to say?
I am afraid that may happen to all of us, Jerry. Is it not entirely possible that we may all find life here so pleasant that we will not want to leave it? Mother and the captain and yourself may be quite willing to give up the world you have always known. And I will have to be content with the brief glimpse I had of that world.
Oh, don't worry about that, Joan. I'll never like this place so well that I won't want to get back home.
I wish I could believe that, Jerry.
Well, I mean it.
I know you mean it at the moment, but we do not know what wonders we may see here, what comforts may be provided for us. Will we ever go back to your world, Jerry?
Now, quit worrying about things like that, and let's find out more about these big caves. This one looks like it's the farm, the country part of Euclidia. Where are the rest of the caves the girl commander told us about?
When we were up on the balcony, I could see the opening into one of the other rooms. But from our position on the floor, I can see nothing but trees.
Trees, 200 feet high. Boy, what a place.
And on this side of us, the artificial steel wall of the chamber.
And now we're back in that noiseless steel again. And I suppose a lot of this spooky Euclidean stuff will start happening. Oh, I knew we couldn't have pigs and chickens all the time.
Must you walk so rapidly, Jerry?
Well, why not? There's nothing to see around here, and I'm in a hurry to get where I can see something.
You will see a great deal.
Gee whiz. G47. What Where did you come from?
That is not important. You will follow me.
Oh, okay. Come on, Joan.
No. Cleostra will remain where she now stands.
You mean I'm to go with you alone?
Precisely.
What shall I do?
Remain in your present position. Mrs. Gregory and the captain will join you in an instant.
Oh, but look here. Why can't Joan come with me? You said we could look at anything we wanted to on this island or under it.
I will show you something far more interesting than anything you might discover for yourself.
But where are Mother and the captain?
Silence, come on.
I won't be long, Joan.
I have spoken. That is all.
Yes, that is all. And I am alone. Alone in the same world from which Mother and the captain and Jerry have tried so bravely to remove me.
Joan, dear.
Mother!
Where's Jerry?
And are you all right, Joan?
Oh, I am perfectly safe, Mother. But where did you come from?
Through this steel slide right behind you. Why, it's invisible now.
Why, sure it is. Once you pass through a door in this place, there's no chance to find it again. But where's Jerry?
G47 just stepped through another of those noiseless steel panels and ordered Jerry to accompany him.
What was he going to do with Jerry?
That I do not know.
Oh, probably ask him a lot of questions. Jerry doesn't know the answer to the only question old G47 cares about. I hope he can make that scientist believe him.
I suppose we are quite helpless to do anything for Jerry.
Naturally, Mother. And any attempt on our part to move in Jerry's behalf would only anger G47.
Well, we might as well take it as calmly as we can and wait around near here for him to come out. What have you two been seeing?
We saw the old captain of your yacht, Mother.
The skipper?
Yes.
How is he?
He seemed in the best of health and spirits. So obviously so that Jerry could not understand it.
What was he doing?
He was caring for the chickens.
Chickens?
Yes. I had never seen one before, and we did not view these from a good point. But Jerry said they were chickens that gave us the bacon, which we used with the eggs, which came from the pigs to make our breakfast.
Well, Joan, dear, that's the first time I've ever heard you so completely mixed up. But I believe we understand.
You mean that they have chickens and pigs here?
Just beyond this soundproof wall. Jerry and I saw and heard them from a distance.
And the old skipper is caring for the chickens. What a task for an able seaman.
But you say he seemed to enjoy it, Joan.
He did indeed. Of course, it is difficult to question him, as he will only speak a single word at one time. But he excused himself and left us very calmly to attend his chickens.
Tex, can you imagine such a thing?
I can't, unless it would be McLeod milking cows.
As to that, I could not say. But he is attending the pigs.
Tex, McLeod and the pigs.
A marine engineer and his skipper playing nursemaid to the pigs and chickens. No wonder Jerry looked surprised when he heard that.